All right, guys, welcome back to Fish and Moto channel, episode 3, the boat. Today we're going to be reviewing the boat. I'm going to give you specifics on the front, the back, and the middle of the boat. Just all the details of things that I've added to it, and little things that I feel like simple, cheap, and anybody can do. As for how I bought it, I personally bought this boat, just the trailer and just the boat. Nothing else was in it. The only thing is the framing was there. All the drawers and the wood framing inside of the boat was already there. I bought that for $1,000 total package, which I thought was a good deal. It is a 14-foot V-hull aluminum boat. It's great for the mangroves, great for fishing docks and things like that. For what I use it for now, as you guys will see in the future. I will go into an in-depth review now, like I said, of the front, the middle, and the back of things that I've just upgraded and try to make it as portable as possible for myself, but, saving for batteries and just as efficient as possible. So I'm going to go ahead with the review. Any questions you might have, you can definitely message me at fishandmotochannel@outlook.com, or you can drop a comment and I'd be more than happy to help you and advise where I got things and things like that. So let's get this video started. All right, guys, so we're gonna get started first with this trolling motor. This is a Newport 36 pound thrust NV series trolling motor. Ideally, this one, be very honest with you, it works for this boat. Don't get me wrong. It is a little short. I'm not gonna lie. If I do stand on the right side of the boat, sometimes the propeller will come out of the water. But for the most part, standing, where I normally stand and things like that, it works just fine. It's got definitely enough power for the areas that I'm in. So if I could do it again, would I have gotten a little bit bigger one? Yes. But for now, I'm not complaining. And for what I use it for, it is perfect. It is mounted on an easy mount bracket. So for these aluminum holes, it's kind of a pain to mount this just directly on this. It's at an angle. So this kind of levels it out to a certain level where you kind of get a good angle and things like that. I do have an extender that I do use. Ideally, I got two ends of a vacuum, the long pole, and I just slide this in, and then I have another piece that comes here, and which is down there, and then it extends out to here, and I can just drive the boat like that. And it's a simple way to just use that, and you don't have to worry about having to mount any screws or anything like that. So it's definitely simple and works for me. All right, the next thing we're going to do is how we power this trolling motor. This trolling motor is being powered by a lithium battery. It's a I don't know if you guys can see down there, but it is a dumb fume 50 amp lithium battery. I did add a switch on it, which is makes it just simple. Just turn it on, turn it off. It does have the charging. Right now it is full, as you can see. I do also keep my dock lines in here just for when I go out. But again, simple setup. Just lithium battery, 50 amps, switch, a couple dollars, running to the trolling motor, and it does run it perfectly. And ideally, I mean, I haven't never ran out of battery, but if you do the math, you can probably run for an hour and a half, 2 hours on high, which would probably be used in a situation where, you ran out of gas or something, you got to go up river, but I try not to get into those positions. So for me, it works perfectly, and there it is mounted on the bracket. All right, so beside that, we do have a fishing ruler. Obviously, you got to measure the fish you catch. Very simple. Do have a cooler here. I have added this tray just for when I do cut bait, which is very rarely, but if I do need it, it is there. It does detach. And I do have this fishing rod holder here, which is not actually for a rod. It's actually for my camera. I do mount it there, when I'm doing some shots of me driving and things like that. But ideally, it just mounts into there. I do have a piece of foam in there, so it just slides in there and doesn't move, and it's pretty sturdy and simple and portable. Rod holders. You know, 2 rod holders on each side, very simple. Did put this rug from Home Depot down here just to kind of give it a little bit of a sturdiness, not to be have your feet on the floor. It is rough on your feet, but I usually fish in sandals, and or you know, even if you do stand on it, it's not too bad or terrible. So I put that there just to kind of give it a nice little look, and just have a little bit more padding than actually standing on the actual boat itself. I've got my anchor over there. As you can see, I have it held in by some ties. It's about 10 feet of rope. This is my pole. This is a, I forgot, Yak Attack or something like that. Forgot the name of it, but this is my power pole, my ghetto power pole as I call it. But I just use this when I'm going to anchor in the flats, or in, you know, 3-4 feet of water. I just put this down with this rope tied here, put it right next to the boat, anchor it down. I will show you all this when I'm out there, and it's just a simple way to hold the boat, and I don't have to throw the anchor every time or be on the trolling motor or things like that. So that is the front of the boat. Again, I'll do a walk around here. It's very simple. Very simple setup. Battery, trolling motor, and then my cooler for fish. Bucket for live well. I mean for you know, your live bait I catch or cast net, and my fish measurer. This here, people ask me why this is here. I usually have one on both sides. With these boats, you're obviously, you know, going up to the dock and things like that, and it's balancing. So I put this here just for like protection. I try not to come into the dock on this side because of the trolling motor. I usually try to go on that side for the most part, and I always have one of these on both sides. But yeah, if you hit the dock, this is a good way to just kind of save it. That way, if you're bouncing up or down, it doesn't hit the boat. You know, very simple. And if you got to get on it or get off of it, like let's say you fell off the boat, and you need to get back on, it's easier to put your stomach on this, you know, when you're getting up than it is on that hard aluminum. So just a couple different things, reasons I did this, but that's what it is. So as we move back here to the middle of the boat, there's really not much in this area here, but just put this flooring from Home Depot, kind of good on the feet. Very simple. It does have it's my tackle box, obviously. This does come up here. In here, I do have like my all my fishing gear, you know, tackle, things like that. I do keep a chair. Did add these rod holders here. They're tie wrapped into this little piece of frame here, so that holds my fishing rods, which I will go over in another video of the specifics of the brands and things like that of what I use to fish. I do have a little portable Bluetooth speaker that I had laying around. Just put it there with some bungee cords, and sounds perfectly when you're out there. You can hear it great. And then on this side over here, I do have another drawer down there, and all my safety gear, life jackets, you know, just everything you need to be out there, fire extinguisher, just little things like that. So the middle boat is very simple. There's just not much. Just like I said, a couple drawers here that they have, and then just my fishing gear and my safety gear. So that's already the front and the middle of the boat. I will include the fish finder to the back, because the back does have a little bit more going on, and I'll explain that to you. So let me get set up in the back here, and I will go ahead and explain that to you before I go over the motor. So just bear with me one moment here. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we are set up here. I'm going to go over this in two sides because that one's a little bit more complicated on that side of the things I got going on. But we're going to start with this half of the boat this way. So ideally, the first thing you're going to see here is a live well. This is my homemade live well that I made. Ideally, what this is a dog food can. Basically, I've put 2 holes into it, screwed 2 holes into it with the drill, and just ran this portable live well. It's got two of these in there, and it does the job, believe it or not. I know it looks crazy, but so this is just battery powered. It can run for about 2 days straight. I've tested it, so definitely always have enough juice. Don't ever have to worry about that. And then when I want to basically just charge it, I just rip off these hoses here, and I can charge it. Same as dumping the water out of here. I can just unplug this hose here, take this out of the thing, and just throw it overboard, and then my live well is clear. So that's my live well setup. Very simple, but definitely works. And you can take it with you if you want to go beach fishing or anything like that. It's a simple live well to have. Anybody can have it. I put this here just to click on this when I take it with me if I do go beach fishing. As you guys can see here, obviously simple gas tank. This here, I have it down here. This is my bilge. If I ever get water in this boat, which hasn't leaked at all for the last 5 times I've used it, after I've fixed it up, this right here, it's a simple bilge. Just put it on the ground. I have the plug-in connected over there, which I'll show you here in a few moments. Once I plug that in there, this turns on, and then this hose, I can dump whatever water. And also sometimes if I don't feel like carrying this out, I can use this, just put it in here, turn it on, and it'll suck all the water out. If there's a lot of water and it's just too heavy, I don't feel like carrying it. So this would be this part of the boat. Obviously, this is just my little snacks. Gotta have the mosquito spray out here because if you live in Florida, you know what's going on. Do also have here, as you can see here, got my rod holder for just trolling if I decide to troll, plus my 3 little rod mount holder. So that's pretty much the side of the boat. There's just, again, it's a very simple boat. I've tried to simplify it as much as possible. So if you give me a few moments now, we'll go to the other side and I will show you what I have on the other side. That's a little bit more detailed because it does involve the transducer, it involves the fish finder, and it involves the power banks I have over there. So one more moment and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're going to be reviewing the back here. I do have just a couple things, very simple stuff. So let's start off with the main thing back here. This little box right here is pretty much the power station. As you can see, I have a 12 volt 7 amp battery right here. This powers just my fish finder. I can run it a day or two and still have juice, so I have a little adapter here that I can plug in to charge it. And then this here would be my power bank, which basically, as I was explaining to you earlier, this is where I would plug in my bilge if I do ever get a ton of water and I need to drain quick, or if I want to drain out the live well, I just plug this in. And this also charges my phone, which I use for my GPS, even though I don't use GPS much because I'm going just around mangroves and things like that, and around a canal. So, but I do use it here and there, and I'm sure once I learn the area, I won't have to. But I just feel like the fish finder was all I really needed for this little boat. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money on getting a full-blown fish finder, depth finder, when I can just use my phone. And I was able to get this Humminbird Piranha 4DI right off the Facebook Marketplace for like $60. So works for me. Beside that, back here, just a 3-gallon gas tank. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. I just put this here to clip on my anchor chain. My dock line, simpler than this here. It doesn't really wrap around, so I use that for that. And then if we move over here, we have our fish finder, my phone holder for my GPS whenever I need to use it, and I do have a whistle here and a rod holder for when I'm trolling next to me. The one other thing I do have is this extender. As you can see, it extends out to where I sit. It's just a piece of PVC. I wrapped it up in this camouflage, it gives you just a nice grip. I do have it tie wrapped. I did not want to screw into there, so I do have it tie wrapped. As you can see, the little tie wrapped, but it works perfectly. I will get into the motor now, but that's just kind of the other side of the back, and I just wanted to give you guys a simple review on just how I run my boat and the things that are in it. And mind you, when I do go out just to sandbar with my wife or something, I just take all this stuff out, which is what I love about it. I can take out the cooler and just take a little portable cooler I have. I can take out tackle box, all this stuff that I don't need, even the live well. I can take that out just to make the boat lighter, trolley motor, everything. But that's the inside of the boat from front to back. I'm going to go over the motor here in a moment, and then I will kind of give you the exterior. There's really not much to see, but a little bit of the trailer breakdown as well. And then that's it. We'll be good to go. So just give me a moment here. Let me get situated, and we'll go over this motor here. Talk a little bit about that. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about this motor. This is a Tohatsu 9.8 fuel injection. These are brand new from this year. They are batteryless, so it's just a crank and go. You do have to pull the string in the front to get it started, but it starts like on every pull. First pull usually starts, first, second pull, even when it's cold. I'll be very honest with you, for this 14-foot boat with all the weight I have in here, it probably could have gone with a 15 or a 20. This boat does run about 17 miles an hour with me alone on it with all of this gear, so it's definitely good enough for me. But when I have me and my wife on here, and some of the gear, it definitely does struggle off the bat. I mean, off the hole to kind of get going. But it's a great motor, very efficient. I don't know how many miles per gallon I get, but like I said, I can run this boat all day, full throttle for 6 hours, and probably still have half a tank left, even pushing all of this weight. It's a very simple motor to run. It's a 20-inch shaft, I believe. Obviously you can measure what shaft you need, but for this boat, for what I use it for Peace River, for the Bay Area, for the Mayaca River, calm waters, things like that, it's a dream. Beside that, the most important part, like I said, is batteryless, which is amazing. You have that less weight on the boat. You don't need to worry about that. It's fuel injection, so you don't have to worry about carbs. It does have here the drain plug, so you can just plug in the hose when you're done and draining it. I don't know if you guys can see from here, but right here it's the push start to turn off. You just push it to turn it off with the lanyard, and it does have the gear here as well as the crank on the rope. And again, these are simple reviews. I'm not going to get into all the specifics about this motor. There's really not much to it. If you have a boat like this, you're probably just want the simplest setup you can get and the most efficient. I do here, if I move over here, as you can see, I do have here an hour clock and a RPM, so I can just see where I'm at with it. That's going right to the motor, but that's all I've really done to this motor. It's got about 15 hours on it. Just did the first service, 10-hour service a trip ago. But beside that's pretty much the full boat. The interior. There's not much to the exterior, as I said, but I will go over it here in a moment. I will tell you what I've done to this trailer. It's not much, but I did rewire and I did upgrade some tires. But there you go, guys. That's my boat. That's what we'll be using, for the next 6 or 7, 8 months. This boat will be for sale at some point. If somebody made me the right offer, I would sell it right now. But for right now, I'll be using it, try to get through the winter through January, February, then sell it, and hopefully purchase that bay boat that I spoke about in my last video. So that is the boat. Thank you so much, guys, and you have a great day.